Hello, everyone. Today is April 10th, and we are here for the SIG ContribEx biweekly meeting. Um, Few things before we start with the agenda. All the meetings are recorded, and please be mindful of what you say in this meeting because we are all covered by the Kubernetes and CNCF Code of Conduct, which essentially boils down to please be nice to everyone and don't be harsh and don't be mean. So, to start with the agenda, do we have any new contributors here? I don't think so. So we'll just move on to the next item, which is the contributor summit. Does anyone have any updates or any actionable items that the whole group should know about?
Contrib Summit, things went well. We did have a part one retro, and we are going to be scheduling a part two retro to continue that conversation. I think as far as action items, we need a lead for for Salt Lake City. Um, that
Oof.
process is going to have to get going pretty quick here. So that's yeah.
Awesome. I on contributor summit I was discussing with folks around if there will be one for KubeCon India as well and China. So far, what I've heard is people might be planning a bigger event. I'm not sure like if that is
Yeah,
concrete or something.
I think CNCF is planning to pilot a new strategy for the India event because they're going to be kind of shifting the idea of Contrib Summit towards a I think what they called a maintain like something like a maintainer summit that would involve more CNCF projects than just Kubernetes. Um, and I think they're going to be piloting that at KubeCon India. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the
looking.
benefits. Sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Xander, go ahead. No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
One of the main benefits we see for that is that the event would move to a dedicated day rather than sharing a day with the colos. So CNCF has had a lot of feedback on like people having to choose between Contrib Summit and
Mm.
colos or having to run back and forth. And so it would go back to being a dedicated day, a day minus one.
Hmm. Yeah, that would be great if we can solve that pain point of people because earlier we used
Yeah.
to have. I think one or two KubeCons we had a day minus one contributor summit, like which spanned like a 5 day kind of KubeCon. It would be great if we can have like a dedicated day for
Yeah.
contributor
Yeah.
summit. And what about China? Like, are we planning to do anything for China then?
I don't think
I
Not
we
don't
yet.
are.
know.
I think
Okay.
um I think it's been taken, like Bob knows. I think it's been taken over by local folks, right? Like they're doing their own contributor-y summit thingy.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that a lot of that event occurs in Chinese.
Hmm.
It is spoken in Chinese, so I think it would probably have to be driven by local folks, just based on language barrier alone.
Okay.
We've done in a few years in the past. We've done back when we used to do the new contributor workshop. We did those a few times in China, uh, but they were always run by people who were English speaking. So it was you get that catch-22 problem. Um, as you said, I think Bob is on top of it, and I want to say Paco is trying to take a lead on that, but they also need CNCF funding to make sure it happens for a day. So
Mhm.
there is that whole issue as well.
Cool. I think then it will get resolved soon. Okay. Moving to the next one for mentoring. I don't think we have anyone licensing there. Um, does anyone have any updates on that front? Okay, cool. Nothing there. Moving to contributor comms. Chris.
Yeah, I'm looking at our notes and going through and finding anything significant that I want to mention here, and I think I've completed that. So the Kubernetes IO, like the official Kubernetes Twitter account, is still getting figured out by CNCF, but stuff has been moving forward. GFE has been driving that, so it's a good thing. The idea would be to kind of add it to the fold of contributor comm stuff, but then at that point, we need to really think about social media and what engagement looks like through the official accounts, which I mentioned further down here. But we're thinking through that now, and it could be a tool thing, it could be a person time thing, but it could also be a thing we don't do because of that. So yeah, we'll see. There's a SIG security spotlight that's in review right now, and the shadowing guide for our blogging lead is up, and our blog lead has been quite successful. So this is a good like reference if you're thinking about doing something similar. And then, as I mentioned, trying to think through what engagement through social media might look like in the future. And that's it, pretty much.
Nice. Yeah, about the Kubernetes Twitter account,
Should
we have been.
we?
Sorry, there's some feedback. Noah, do you want to say something?
I was going to say, would it be worthwhile to have those of us who have worked on the summit to work with the comms team to try and put together a call for Salt Lake City?
Yes, that would make sense a lot. Please come
Okay.
into comms and ask.
That's Friday, right?
I don't know. Yeah, Friday at noon. Sorry. I know my week has been weird. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Friday at 11. Sorry. Eastern. So your time it's 8. Ugh.
8 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
Then sorry, I think I cut you off, number one, because my
No,
network is choppy.
no worries. Absolutely fine. I was saying that in between the leads, we were discussing about the Kubernetes Twitter account, and like who should be contacted in CNCF, who basically has access to that account so that we can get credentials and transfer
Yeah.
the account to our fold. So I think Caitlin is also in loop.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, stuff is happening, we've been told.
Yeah. Yes. Well, which is good since the Kubernetes Twitter account
It's been
doesn't have much
dormant.
activity these days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been dormant for like over a year now, I think.
I think
Yeah.
so. And it was quite surprising that we came to know like 5-6 months after we did not see any activity there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was good progress. Cool.
Yeah.
Moving ahead on contributor documentation, I don't see Bob in the meeting, but does anyone else have anything to say?
Noah, on your note, you can always just come into our channel and ask too, or tag at contributor-comms in whatever channel you'd like.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, moving over to the next one, moderation and media. Nigel is not around, and I also don't have any new context there. So moving on to GitHub management, there's some updates there. In the past few months, after we did the org pruning, we were seeing a lot of GitHub rate limiting related failures in the post submit job of Peribolos, due to which a lot of our automation was kind of broken. Some people were getting org invites, some people were not getting the invites. So what we did was, first we were trying by increasing the timeout, but that was not helping us much. So I think we moved to a dedicated token now, and things are working fine. So we had a really good run, I think day before yesterday, I think Monday or Tuesday. So we now have everything green. So there's some update there, and on the automation side also, we're progressing and creating like new stuff. so that the process of handling new membership requests are more streamlined. That's all on the GitHub management side of things. Moving to the next one, elections.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I have a question on GitHub management,
Yeah.
actually. And this may be something to take offline to the admins, but from the code of conduct side, we were curious about potentially, I don't know what level of admin is needed to be able to like lock a thread, but we're finding that we will have code of conduct incidents come up where we need to act on a thread, and then we have to contact a GitHub admin, and sometimes these things escalate really quickly. So it would be beneficial for us to have the ability to, at a minimum, lock a thread. So yeah, we can talk about that between the committee and the admin team, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, so this is a good point, I feel. I think at this moment the only people who can do those kind of actions are the org owners, and the only org owners right now are GitHub admins. So let's say if we can find some middle ground where the code of conduct committee can get some kind of like content moderation kind of privileges. I'm not sure if GitHub allows us to specify those kind of users, but if we can do it, I think that would solve the mutual problem here. And I completely empathize with the problem that some GitHub admins might not be around in the targeted time zone, and hence there might be some delay in taking care of any violating threads, which might create uh, more exponential problems down the line. So, Xander, let's discuss this. We do have a GitHub admin meeting every month, uh, but we usually don't have much agenda there. But if you can show up to that meeting, or even better, like create a thread in GitHub management public channel, so we can discuss this async, and then if needed, like representatives from Code of Conduct Committee and representatives from the GitHub admin team can hop into a call and we can see. I think at least like if you can create a thread, I or someone in the GitHub admin team can go ahead and do some POC. Can we elevate privileges to the extent that the COC team gets, or some persona gets a content moderation kind of privilege, which lets them delete comments or lock threads, but not do other kind of owner actions. That would be
Yeah,
good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll start by creating a thread and we'll go from there.
I'll just add the notes later on. We'll summarize the discussion. Okay, thanks for bringing this point, Xander. I will also put a note in our private channel till you create the public thread so that people get some time to think about it. Cool. Moving to the next point about elections. I don't think we have any active elections at this point. The next elections, if I remember correctly, are the code of conduct ones in August, but that usually the steering committee takes point on it with EOs or like the electo maintainers helping steering committee set up the elections. And the steering elections are right after that. So yeah, I don't think there is any AI or any update there. So with that, like we are done with the structured agenda for today. Do we have any open discussion items? Okay, none then.
I just want to mention that the non-code contributor initiative, which is ostensibly partly under this SIG, is moving along quite well, and we'll be engaging all of the SIGs in the next 2 to 4 weeks for information gathering and research. So just a heads up on that.
Nice. Awesome. So I think we're done with the meeting and people can get back 35 minutes of their time back.
I can eat lunch. Yay.
Awesome.
Can you really?
I got 7 minutes, so I'm going to drop.
Do it.
Thank you all for joining today's meeting and have a happy Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.